video, and this time I wanted to go over all of my KMM bags. I'm so sorry, I'm sucking on a mint, so I sound weird. But I wanted to go over all of these because each bag I have is a very different texture. KMM has so many different textures of leather, types of leather available. It's amazing, and they have so many different colors. So I just wanted to go over a few of the different leathers that I have. I feel like I have a pretty good variety. I don't have a huge collection, but since they're all different, I can go over all of them. And I feel like my collection is pretty good. Like, I'm feeling pretty content with my collection. This is obviously my favorite brand because I have more from this brand or company than others. And then at the end, I'm also going to do a little side-by-side size comparison, one of these to a Portland Leather Goods and a Coastal Hillbilly. So hopefully that'll help as well. So I guess we'll start with the lightest color and move to the darkest color. So the first one here, this is a mini, and this is the mustard color. I believe the mustard leather is thinner in the mini than the full size, so it'll be a little different if you have the full size. This one is a premium, it's not scratch and dent. It does have a lot of character. It has a lot of wrinkles, freckles, some hide marks, even though it's premium, but there's no like scratches or cuts or anything. So it is a super gorgeous bag. I really love it. I love the color. I love the variation. I didn't think I loved the texture of the leather at first, but it's really grown on me. So you can see it's pretty thin, but it feels very durable and tough. It does have kind of a suede feel, a little bit of a fuzzy suede feel, even though you don't see that suede variation. So it's not exactly a suede. So there's that. I'll try to remember to do an on the body with this one at the end versus one of the bigger ones that I've done before. But it has I think these are the tan handles. This is the only one I have with tan handles. I had requested dark brown, but I got the standard tan and I decided I loved it, so I actually kept it. And I'm glad I did because most of my others are dark brown handles. So it's nice to have something a little different. I'm not sure if the mini size works for me exactly. I definitely like a bigger bag. I like having extra room for all the little random things I seem to collect when I'm out and about. But this does work really well for, like, I did a shopping trip with my mom yesterday and it worked really well. It's very comfortable and light wearing it crossbody. And I'll go over this one, and I guess I don't have room with all these bags to show it on crossbody right now. And I don't know the dimensions off the top of my head, so I will just post their website down below, but I did want to show the crossbody strap at the very least. So this is the crossbody strap. It matches the handle. It's the same leather. It was kind of stiff at first, but I only had to massage it once for it to become very flexible and soft. So I actually really like it. I feel like it sits on my body pretty well. I have a leather cord tied here to hold down the flap. You can see the knot there, but it's a small enough knot. It never actually like rubs on me or anything. So it's really comfortable. I prefer to have the extra end piece tied down. And then it's very substantial, bulky hardware that just attaches to these rivets on the inside. So if you don't want the crossbody on there, you can't see the rivets because they're on the inside. So I really do like this style of bag. I just always find myself gravitating to wear bigger bags. But it has the same on the inside. I'm not going to go over all of these because I've already done a review of the bigger ones, And this is the same on the inside. It has the sunglass bar and it has a pocket. And the minis come standard with a snap, and I think it's a 5-inch handle drop. So not big enough to put on your shoulder, but it does fit on the nook of your arm very comfortably. So I'm just gonna move along, and I'm not gonna go over like super detailed because I've already done that for these bigger totes, but I just wanted to go briefly over the different kinds of leather. So we're gonna start with their distressed leather. So this is rosewood, and again, it's their distressed leather, and it's pretty structured. As you can see, it's holding itself up really, really well. It is a thick leather. It's very nice and thick. It has a lot of variation and character to it. Come around once again. So this one I also got premium, but it has a bunch of freckles, hide marks, like, I don't know if these are stretch marks or what, but they're like veining type pattern. It's gotten a few scratches from me carrying it a few times. I did massage the handles. I do that pretty much right away, so they're floppy. So that is rosewood. I was worried that the structured bag would be too structured for me, but after carrying it a couple times, it is a little bit heavier than the others, but I don't feel that when I'm carrying it. It's super comfortable. It's not too structured. So I do have to apply a little more force to squish it, but it is squishable and it pops right back up into place, and it will hold itself up, sit up nicely. I really, really love this bag. Yeah, and I get all my bags with a 10-inch drop and a snap, because I really like having the ability to snap it closed. And this is the dark brown handle. I don't know if I said that already. And it does have also kind of a suede feel, but it's got a bit more of a fine grain texture. It's less smooth than the mustard, but it's still a slightly suede feel, although you can't really see the suede. You can see it a little more, obviously, on this one, but it's not like super easy to see. Okay, so that is rosewood. That is their distressed leather. I believe someone told me that Autumn Harvest is similar feel in structure to their distressed leathers, so like rosewood. So that unfortunately made me want to buy an Autumn Harvest, but I haven't yet because I feel like I have all the browns. I feel like I'm pretty set with all the brown colors. I feel like my collection is pretty good right now. I don't need to buy anything else right now because I want to give all these bags some love and attention before I bring in new bags, and then I feel like I have to carry the new one right away. So I'm holding off for right now because I know they're going to come out with more amazing leathers anyways. So the next one here is Macchiato. It's very similar to this one here, Cypress. I've done a video on Cypress before. Macchiato is a limited edition leather, so I don't know if you'll still be able to get it. Mine is a scratch and dent. And the premium version of Macchiato, sorry, let me grab it. The premium version of Macchiato seems like it was a darker batch. So this is the premium batch of Macchiato, and this is the scratch and dent. So they look a bit different. They're slightly lighter, darker, but they feel the same. They're the same thickness. They're both super fuzzy on the inside. Super, super fuzzy. I love touching this one. So they both feel kind of dry, like a dry pebbled texture. And I've heard people compare Macchiato to Go Forth Goods saddle leather, but I have not had any Go Forth Goods yet, so I don't plan to. They are more expensive, which I do not find appealing, and I don't like the aesthetic of their totes as much. I really like the simplistic look of KMM. So the Scratch and Dent batch of Macchiato, the thing that made it Scratch and Dent was the wax spots. And the stock pictures of the Scratch and Dent had the wax spots like right in the front, but I was really lucky and I just got a few on the corner. So pretty grateful for that. And then she has a really pretty freckle, which I really like. So Macchiato is one of my favorites. It is decently structured. She holds herself up pretty well, but it is also pretty squishy too. It does not take a lot of force or pressure to squish her, and she stays squished pretty well. But it'll also hold itself up really well. So I think this is kind of like the best of both worlds between structured and pebbled. Plus it's such a thick leather. It's really thick. It's super fuzzy on the inside. It's just gorgeous. It's one of my favorites for sure. The next one is Cypress, and this was my first bag from KMM. I did buy it used. The other three I've gone over, I bought them directly from the company. This one I bought used from someone in the group, and it is a Scratch and Dent. Also the 10-inch handle, but this is the standard brown handle color. And the snap again. This leather is smooth. So it is a smooth leather. It has a lot of character though. Like look at those fat rolls. I love the fat rolls. Mine, I believe, is a Scratch and Dent because there is kind of what appears to be a clamp mark right there, as well as a couple other little marks. Like there's kind of a little, can't show it, scar in the hide right there. I've already done a video going over this one with the one that I sold. But it's definitely a softer, floppier leather than Macchiato, just a little bit. It does squish a little easier, hold the squish a little more, and it doesn't want to hold itself up quite as easily, but it does. I've used this bag for about 2 weeks straight, so it is a little bit broken in. The others have not been used quite as much yet, but yeah, she'll still hold herself up. And it's a slightly thinner leather than Macchiato. So let me show that. Rosewood and Macchiato are the same thickness. So there's Macchiato on top and Cypress down here on the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. So I can get a little closer. There you go. So Cypress is a little bit thinner, but I love both of them. They're very similar in color, but I feel like they're different enough, especially with the different colored handles. I feel like Cypress is a little more summery and Macchiato is a little more fall. Or that's just my justification for keeping both, but they feel so different that I love them both for very different reasons. So the last one, in my previous KMM video, I had a brown Kodiak, but the strap drop was a little too short for me. So I did sell it, and then right after I sold it, someone posted this brown Kodiak. So I did go ahead and replace, because I missed it. So this one has, it was supposed to be a 10-inch drop, but it's like 9.5, but it is still long enough. The other one was 8 inches. And this one has so much more character. This brown Kodiak is softer. It has these like super obvious stretch marks that I really like, and it has crazy amounts of pull up. So if I squish this bag, which it squishes super easy, look at that pull up. It has so much pull up, and it's just so soft. It does not want to stand up on its own. It's so squishy. I love the feel of this. My last brown Kodiak was, I don't know if it was thicker, but it definitely was more structured, and it would stand up on its own more easily. This one is way more squishy, so it's really cool to have something even more different than anything else in my collection. So, and it's got the snap, and it has long enough handles. So this one will be keeper. It's got pebbles on one side, and then it's like completely smooth on the other side. But look at that pull up. None of my other bags have pull up like that. I love how slouchy it is. Like, look at that. It's just pulling with all that slouch. This one I've carried, actually I don't know if I've taken this one out of the house. I loaded it up and I like carried it around the house, but I don't know if I've taken it out of the house. But I really like it. When it's all loaded up, it'll stand decently well, but it feels so cool. It's so soft. This one is like a warm tortilla. Like, that's how soft it is. I was trying to think of food items to compare all the softnesses, but the only one I could really think of that was accurate is this is like a fresh warm tortilla, because it's like heavy but soft and squishy. The other ones, I don't know. Okay, so the last thing I want to go over, I'm sorry if this video is it's a little long, but could be worse. I'm going to use rosewood to show this because she stands up really well. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of room. I wanted to show a comparison between the mini and the full size. Like I said, I don't remember the dimensions, so I'll put the website down below. The mini holds everything I need. It just doesn't have extra room for anything extra. So I like having extra room. When I took this one, I went shopping at my boyfriend's work, and I got some clothes, and I was able to throw them in here. Didn't need to get a bag, and it was really nice. And then we went out to dinner. This bag just did really, really well. So here's the bottom and the bottom. So there's not like a huge difference. Mostly it's a little bit of width here when I pack it that I've noticed, and then room up top. But it just depends on what you like to carry. I could do like pack these both up and kind of show if y'all wanted, but I'll do that in a separate video. And then I wanted to show a comparison between these two and the small zip Portland leather bag. This bag is kind of my perfect size, but I don't love Portland leather goods leather very much, unfortunately. I'm not going to get into it, but I don't like their leather quite as much. It doesn't feel as high quality. But this one is an older batch of Grizzly, so it's not as shiny. It's a bit more matte. It's really pretty. It's kind of a cross between Cognac and Grizzly from them. But it's my only small-ish zipper bag, and I really like it. So that's why I'm keeping this one. I carried this one the most before I got any of my KMM bags. So since I found KMM, I have sold all my PLGs except for this and a tote backpack. But I just wanted to show the size. It is definitely bigger, holds more than the KMM&Mini for sure, even though they look pretty similar, but it definitely holds more. And that might have to do with the depth. It's definitely bigger. I also don't like PLG quite as much anymore because the seam on the bottom, like there's a seam on the inside and the middle, which is kind of irritating, but it's not like a big deal. And the outside pocket, I really don't care because once I have stuff in there, it's too tight to really put anything in that pocket anyways. But I digress. This is not a video going over PLG. I just wanted to show the size. And then I do want to show also the size with the Coastal Hillbilly shoulder carry, because that is the only other bag I have. And this one has all my stuff in it right now. So here is the Coastal Hillbilly next to the full-size KMM and the Mini. I think this one holds maybe a smidgen more. I don't know. They're really, really close as to like how much these two will hold. This one is definitely a heavier bag, and it comes with the crossbody and a zipper, so that's probably part of it, but they hold very similar amounts of stuff. And then the Mini obviously is not going to hold near as much, but I just wanted to show a quick kind of size comparison to them. I can show the bottoms. So we've got Coastal Hillbilly on the bottom, KMM on top. I'm only showing this in case anyone is curious to try a different brand, and these references might be useful. Coastal Hillbilly is also one of my favorite brands. I mean, these are the only two brands that I really, really love. But Coastal Hillbilly doesn't have as many different options that appeal to me because I like a good tote style. So that's why I only have two from Coastal Hillbilly, but the other one I might be selling. So yeah, hopefully that answered. If anyone had any questions, and please feel free to comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any video ideas. I'd love more video ideas because I just love sharing my love for purses. And yeah, I'm gonna run out of ideas. I think I am out. So please comment, let me know. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you.